in, come on in. Come on in the room. Come in the room. Hey, Simone 32. We got you, baby. We got you. Come on in. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. Come on in. All right, you guys. Welcome to my right. And welcome back to the kitchen table where no topic is too heavy
or too light.
Tonight we talking about what we talking about tonight?
Give us a minute to come on in.
But we're giving y'all a minute.
Instagram is coming.
I couldn't. Okay, Alexis Tiffany Pumpkin. Okay, I was a lot. Hey,
thank you all. Hey, thank you for joining us, Danny Sweet, Eva. Of course, thank you all for joining us tonight
for another live kitchen table talk session.
Season 3, episode 4.
That's where we at.
Yes, that's where we're at. 3, 4. Yes, that's where we're at. We're gonna have a little fun tonight. We're gonna get a little serious tonight. We're gonna learn tonight. Guest tonight is Miss Rosie. You want to introduce yourself?
Dr. Rosie Milligan. And she is you tell them a little bit about yourself, Dr. Rosie.
Well, I'm a senior estate planner. I'm a financial consultant. I teach people how to accumulate wealth because I believe it is most critical of really leaving the young people in the ditch. So I'm trying to say that it's very important to at least have your children to start out on first floor. Too many children starting out in the basement and they never get a chance to reach to the top. And it's been proven that many parents children who are in the poverty ditch, their children don't go any further. Just so that's really scary about
She done dropped like 4 or 5 nuggets already. We ain't even got started, y'all. See now, she about to raise my energy level all the way back up.
The way that we continued, but we didn't give them anything. We didn't pour anything into them.
And not only we don't give them anything, we die and expect them to bury us. So that's why I'm saying, if you can't do any better than that, your children need to learn you.
Oh,
and you heard it about the doctor.
Well, we ain't even got started yet. We ain't even did kitchen soup yet.
But the kitchen soup segment tonight, you guys, I just wanted to, real briefly, I want to talk about the Nathaniel Wood case over in Alabama. You guys heard about Nathaniel, right?
Well, you sent me the information, but I don't know how. I haven't seen it anywhere else, is what I'm saying.
So it's definitely on CNN. I don't watch TV, so it's on CNN, but I heard it on the radio.
Right.
But he was there, but someone else did it. And the guy's last name is Spencer. And he told them, he admitted that it was not, when I say he, Spencer, I shot the guys. I killed them. He had nothing to do with it. He was in the house, yes, but what happened was when Spencer woke up, he was asleep. They sell drugs. They were in a crack house. So his thing is, when you live in a crack house, you keep the heat on you keep the strap right on.
That's the thing. That's the thing. That's their thing.
That's a known thing, right? So he said, of course I had a gun in my mouth. So he said that he got up and he went because he heard some movement in the house. He says he got up and he went to check and see what was going on. And Nathaniel Woods, the one that's being falsely accused, Nathaniel Woods, not accused, he was convicted.
Convicted of it.
He was coming through the kitchen, but he had like a knot on his head and a black eye or something to that effect. And he said, of course, he's alarmed at that point. And now he sees some movement, and it's the police officers now. So he said, I got a gun in my hand, and they have a gun in theirs. Either y'all going to it, but pretty nice. So fast forward, they're in jail. This was in 2004.
Now these are cops that he killed.
These are cops that he killed. Yes. So earlier, prior to that, they had a little run-in with the cops earlier in that evening, and so it's not known. They didn't say from what I read and what I heard. It's not known that these were the same cops that pulled them over earlier. I'm not sure about that. However, he says it was me. I did it all. When I shot the gun, Nathaniel ran. He says he's a soft-hearted guy. He said he's so soft that we actually have to monitor him here because he was having some hard times getting money.
He was a Christian in the wrong place.
He was a Christian in the wrong place.
Yeah, that happened. You get
that's our reality as Christians. You know, sometimes we can't We just gotta trust God, right? We can't fall over into what the world is telling us we can do. But so
listening to your the CNN clip, it kind of that the prosecutor said that they were standing fast on the fact they thought that the Nathaniel guy lured the cops in, like he was in conspiracy to lure the cops in to be killed.
So that he said be killed, but according to Spencer, that was not the case at all. That's not. They were scheduled to execute him today at 6 p.m.
6 p.m. Yeah.
But there's
an innocent man, not innocent, but he didn't shoot nobody, he didn't kill nobody.
But the person, they can prosecute you like that. But to that, like 10 years, 12 years, I mean, life, I don't know. But death, I think that's much.
I think that was too much.
And they know he didn't do it.
Yeah, they know that he didn't. So they put a stay hold, is that they call it stay order. Today, time they said, okay, but now what?
Right. That's not the end of it.
It's not the end, right? So I mean, for me, how do you guys feel about the death penalty just in general? How do you feel about that? What's your take?
I don't like it. So that's the reason, because of the injustice. Right. It makes it hard for me to want to see that.
Yeah, I don't like
just like anything else, it's not going to be equal.
Yeah, it never is.
The playing field is not going to be left.
Too, you know, you got to be mindful of the company. Keep a Christian in the wrong place. I mean, yeah, you do.
You hit the nail on the head when you said that. He was a Christian in the wrong place because he had gotten so weak that he needed, you know, like I need this. Probably thinking it's a quick fix because they said, from what the neighbors say, they would see at least 100 people. They served at least 100 people per day. So imagine the money that they were bringing in, you know, selling what they were selling. And so he probably thought, you know, I'm getting here, I'm going to make this money, and then I'm back out to my family, or I'm going to do what it is I need to do with the money.
Yeah, my last chance. You know, it's interesting. We have to really take a look at laws. I don't think we think about them until when our children get caught up in it, or somebody in our family. Just like to stand your ground. What happened in kind of, you know,
pay attention to the laws.
Yeah, absolutely. And just how we don't pay attention to the laws, it's because of the things that are happening that laws are created, right? That's why we have all these new, I was going to say maybe all that's not new, but the laws are created as a result of something that was done and it wasn't anything already set in place.
Right.
So
they put on the book. It's to your detriment.
Yeah.
They don't fall off the book, just like, you know, like folks now really don't have a permanent right to vote, still on the books.
Yeah.
Right.
Y'all better be careful because that one we got now might not re-sign it.
Eric says the death penalty is so final. Those convicted but they're later found to be innocent never physically get their day in court.
For those of you who are just joining us, we were just doing our kitchen soup segment, and
the person who committed it admitted to, like, it was all me. I shot all four. He had nothing to do with that part.
So yeah,
it's unfortunate, but you guys, we have to, like Miss Rosie said, Dr. Rosie said, we have to make sure that we are reading and understanding the laws that have been put in place, and we don't really dig into them until one of our friends or family members are affected by it. But let's look at it and not reactive, because sometimes the reactive walk is too late. Right, it's too late. And so here they are trying to fight a battle for Mr. Nathaniel Wood, and I get it. Continue to fight, don't stop fighting. But they didn't understand or didn't know that just because he was in the house, he could be convicted with the same charge.
Attorney in Atlanta has an organization called Watchdog for Justice. They go around teaching parents and children, because if you can empower the parents, then they can empower the children, because they get into so many things that they don't know how important it is just you being. It's not that you were there, you're in the present, you know, you can be charged with the same crime. So I just think it's time for us to do a whole lot of teaching, you know, at home, at schools, and the churches. Knowledge is really powerful. And that's what up in here to see you all doing what you're doing.
Man.
Spreading the good news and, just throwing it out there.
Yes, thank you. We
At the
appreciate it.
table. Come
At
on.
the table.
At the
Oh.
table is where we do it. No topic too heavy.
Or too light. We'll talk about it. That is great, guys. We appreciate you being here tonight. We don't take it for granted that you've taken time out of your busy schedule
Yes.
to come and impart the knowledge that's a lot.
Mhm.
They won't say anything, or if there's people who look at it after.
Yeah.
So we're grateful to have you here tonight.
I'm glad to be here. My real journey is to try to empower our people from an economic standpoint. We're at the bottom of the bottom, and it doesn't have to be that way. So we're going to really have to make some radical changes.
Yeah.
If I could get Black people to turn the TV off for 90 days, their life would be just turn around in a whole different direction. But we watch a media every day that show you that you are about nothing, what you're going to do. We have to come out of this financially. I know a lot of people think it's okay.
And I think the poor doesn't necessarily, it doesn't start in your bank account, it starts here.
In your mind.
So if our mentality is poor, our relationships are poor. Our relationships with our children are poor. The things that we do is.
I hear a lot of Christian people, they go, well, Dr. Milligan, the Bible says that the poor you will have with you always. I said, well, show it to me. They open the scripture. I said, that's good, but I didn't see what. So your name is not there. Because really, when you really think about how well we prosper as Christians speaks loud to the non-believers that God does provide. See, you can't keep telling me I'm hungry, and you telling me that my God on the cows on 1,000 hills, and I can't get a piece of meat. No what?
Right.
Not if you have it all.
Yeah. So we have to know how to execute,
Wow.
and really go to a different level. Because if I were God, I would be angry at Black people.
Yeah.
Because we have come further from the ditch than any other group.
Yeah.
And now we have to understand that money is important. The Bible tells you that. Money is wisdom, and money you need. If you think you don't need it.
Yeah, our pastor preached about that this past war. That's what he's preaching on this month about money, and he was saying that there's over 800 scriptures relevant to money in the Bible. They talks about more about money than anything. Wise with our money, and
the scripture tells us that it talks about, like you said, one of the scriptures talks about how we are supposed to take care of those things that God gives us. And I mean, that's everything. We have to be good stewards over our finances and everything
so
else.
So you can get more.
So that you can get more. Like, can I trust you with the little bit that I'm giving you so that you can give me more? But what's the scripture that says that
a good man?
No, that the money is the root of people say money. Right, but people say money is the root of all evil, and that's not what the Bible says. It says the love of money is the root of all evil. Yeah. And so what are you doing once you...
And I don't think money is the root of all evil. If you want to see me get even, let me don't have any money.
I love it. What's that, Dr. Rosie?
I can show you.
Kitchen skillet, or our skillet segment, which is African Americans and wealth mentality. And I want to just say a little bit about how I met Dr. Rosie. I was trying to be conscientious of leaving inheritance for my and set some things in place. And that's how I met Dr. Rosie. She is a financial guru. And so I asked her,
but what if you don't?
That if you don't, right? What if you don't?
It's so important. The Bible tells us that a good man, and that means for a good woman too, leaves an inheritance. Scripture. You must eat it all. You must eat the part by leaving something for your children's children. It's like, when your parents serve you food and I don't like these asparagus. But this is a part of it. And if we would just change, if we would just decide for the next 5 years, we're not going to buy a new car. I know you guys want to pull out a gun and shoot me about the car, because some people think they just got to have a new car. But the minute you drive it off the lot, look at how you appreciate it. If we just close down for 1 year for Christmas, holiday, birthday, start budgeting, We have to start with our children. They do what they see us do. If they see us, we have to change that and start them at an early age, giving them an allowance. That's how they learn to budget and how to manage. You give them a certain amount of money, but it needs to be based on what they do. You don't just give them money. If you assign them, you have to wash the dishes, you do the yard, whatever assignment that you give them, then you have to put some points to it. You know, if you do it, this is what your allowance. Because you're giving them money anyway. So you might as well put it there. This is what your allowance is going to be. But now if I have to tell you to wash the dishes, I'm subtracting. We gotta have accountability.
Right.
So if I have to tell you to wash the dish, then I need to take a little bit off of that allowance. If I have to remind you to do things. So that you're socializing, giving them the mindset that nothing comes without me putting some energy into it.
Absolutely. We go through the same thing as adults. If we don't go to work, you know, even if you still get paid, so I work for the and I still get paid for it. However, it's time off of my books, and time is money. So if I'm using 8 hours of sick time, that is money being taken away. So it's the same concept in the house with your kids.
Well, every family should have a budget. You should come to the table just like corporate America does. You should have meetings, weekly meetings. You know, families go up there, don't talk to each other. You don't know anything about what's going on. As I was telling Tina, when we do a trust, when I lay out the finance, I list where all their financial don't know anything about your affairs. Now, I don't know why we don't talk about it. Let me tell you, you're not going to die because you make plans.
And it is a fear. It is a fear. I think it's a taboo. Like if you go ahead and finalize that funeral plot or whatever it is,
your time is
and then if something happened, they're showing up like she blew it. You just feel like that. So, but I think that you got to get out of that. We need to plan, like you said, and even with the estate. And let me tell you, I thought it was going to be the simplest thing ever. What could be so hard about it? We had the meeting, and everybody came like, okay, what do you guys want to do? And I'd be doggone if they couldn't come together on. And
sometimes when I bring the couch as a counselor, they're about to go about what they want and who they want to have it, you know.
Yeah.
But the real issue a lot of times, particularly when we have blended families.
Yeah, that was the big deal.
It becomes very complicated, you know. So that's why and a lot of people don't know. I've had a couple. And if something happened to me, I want my children to have this house. So I said, well, let me talk to each one of you separate. So that's what I did. And when I explained to her, you can leave your husband a life estate. That means he can stay in this property. Okay, but when something happens to him, it goes to your children. And he said, that's all I wanted. I just want to make sure that if my wife make her transition, that the children won't just put me out. How many of y'all know they'll do that?
Oh, yes, but she already was saying, like, okay, if that happened to you, I don't have to wait. Another 30 years if, you know, if my husband was still living. For the original house that I owned before I married. So she made a big,
and it's so critical because some people, they say, well, I need to do it equal. You know, they all three of my children, so I'm going to leave them equal. And I said, well, you know, you don't have to, this is not equal opportunity. This is not fair housing. So, because why would you leave a house? Okay. You're my sister, okay? I don't want together. I'd rather just say, I'd rather let you have a house.
Right.
We know that. We're the first one to know. I have 3 children. They did from this night and day. Mama, you got any money? I got $1. One said, that's okay. The other one said, what can I say? Y'all know what the other one say, right? He wants to hold out.
Yeah, you had it. You're trying to hold out.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
So when we're planning, we have to think about where our children's hearts are. Well, their minds are.
Yes, the one who won't serve right now. Right now. Worry about that yellow boat until it's around. They like to take me out of here.
No, you have to let, this is a mistake that a lot of people make. They do a trust and they don't tell anybody. They go home and put it on the mattress, wherever they put it, okay? Nobody knows they have a trust. Then something happened, and you guys know what happened. I'm sure you have witnessed moaning and groaning, and when the doctor says she's gone, everybody else disappeared.
Yeah.
They always at Big Mama's house. Now, I don't know how they get in. I don't know how they get in. But they're there. And so if they find that trust and they look at it and their name isn't there, they're going to throw that trust away.
So let me ask you a question, Ms. Rosie.
Wait, but if they throw that trust away, it's going to probate because nobody knows what Big Mama wanted. So now everybody get everything equal. That's why you must trust somebody that you can give a copy of it.
Of a copy of it too. Okay. So prepare a trust, save a copy to somebody you trust.
Yeah. And I want her to explain to the people.
In your right mind. Can you all repeat right mind?
Right mind.
Okay, that's really important. I mean, everybody's not in their right mind.
Yeah, thank God.
You need to decide what you want those to have upon your transition. Nothing happens in a trust. You decide who you want to distribute everything that you have, who you want to be the beneficiaries, and they get home. And one of the kids do something ugly. They said, Dr. Milligan, take her out right now.
Take her out right now.
Right.
So it is revocable. You can make change, you can add on, you can put stuff in the trust. And other must have a power of attorney for someone to make medical decision. If you have a child that's 18 and they're in an accident, something happened, you need to make medical decision. You cannot unless you have a power of attorney. Wow. You will have to go to court and become that person's conservator. I want mama to know what's going on with it.
Yeah.
And if they wake up and they find out the doctor done told them what they didn't want to be known, they can sue the doctor in the hospital. So it's really critical to have a...
Even now, at 12 years old, I cannot get my daughter's medical records from Kaiser unless she approves.
Yeah, I don't think that. I think that's a bit going too far.
That is a 12 years old.
Yeah, I think that's going too far.
But that's what it's come to. So I'm saying if we're here with 12-year-olds having to give the parents the approval to get their records, then definitely at 18, we need to be doing power of attorney.
Right. You know, if they're going to give young people such authority, then let them do everything else they want to do. If they're grown, you got to decide what being grown means.
What is grown? Right. Absolutely.
But one of the critical things, we have what we call a wealth drain in our community. Wealth drain. I mean, it's like we're just hemorrhaging from an economic standpoint. God, you don't even have a job.
Right.
I mean, you know, something is wrong with that. And so when you have bad credit, you paying 23% interest for a car.
Right. How can you feel about actual life insurance? Is that beneficial versus just preparing buying a what do you call those?
The crib and
all
of that.
They call that.
I think insurance. Yeah, insurance is very important. That's how people create wealth. That's how a lot of people have money to go to college and to choose not to go to college.
If you do a whole life versus a term life.
Yeah, a term life. When I look at it now with a term life, it used to be years ago. You thought, well, you know, I get more from my used to be. Now they need you till they get 60. Okay.
Yeah,
you know, we're in a whole new game. So you know, you might want to do both. You might want to do term, so you have enough to send them to college, but have a whole life over here that's accumulating some equity. So the insurance have always been a way to accumulate wealth.
So whole life accumulates wealth.
You know, used during your lifetime. Say if you have a catastrophic disease. So, you know, talk to somebody. Insurance is really important.
Now, do you hold classes?
Yes, we do classes called Reposition Yourself for Wealth. In fact, we have one coming up in April. I'm not sure of that date yet, but we have someone there for real estate. We have someone, a tax accountant. I do on estate planning. We have someone talking about insurance, veteran benefits. We're just missing too much that we should be getting.
Right.
Lack of knowledge.
That's right. That's right. And many times, yes, it's lack of knowledge, but we're so afraid to say that I don't know. Right? And you'll never know because I may be able to help you in an area and then you help me in another area. Right. And it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
It's not conscious. But educated decisions because we don't know, we gotta know for anything. It's like,
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. It makes simple. It can show you how to save $6,000 so a year without increasing your income. It's little things that waste your money. Do you realize when you carry too much in your trunk, your car all packed down, when you have that weight, you use more gas?
Yes.
When you allow your car to
Yeah.
keep running over here almost empty all the time, it's so many things.
Yeah.
You know, just something simple in the household life. You have a family. And I don't get it. Everybody washing their clothes separate, like somebody got a disease. Well, I mean, I've seen people put their T-shirt in the dryer. I mean, come on.
Right.
It's a lot of things.
T-shirt.
Yeah, but the reason it's important for a budget. If you don't have a budget, you just blindly going through life. You don't know where you're going.
Right.
So it tells you when you've gone overboard. It just gives you direction. So I operate under budget. Yeah, you have to do that. You know, people come to me with raffle tickets and the next one, I put out at the beginning of the year how much I'm going to give for charity.
Yeah.
So you give it all out.
Well, I can admit though that a budget I do not have. I do need to do a budget. We just kind of haphazardly spend, but creating a budget for me would be very helpful. I probably need to.
And it takes a lot of discipline, you know, especially if we've been going about. Because I know for me, when I was married, I just spent, you know, because there was another income.
Right.
But now it's like, okay, wait, nope, can't do that. You know, I may work a little overtime here and get some extra, you know, to put away or do something extra with, but I had to reel it back in recently because I found myself just because I could. Yeah. And that's not always good.
And that's not what we do, is what our children would do.
So I wanted to now this younger generation, Gillabo, if you're listening, while y'all on the screen talking about I ain't got in my right mind. The younger generation, they feel like you're not supposed to have any debt. So is there such thing as some good debt, like your mortgage, or should you not literally do anything until your mortgage is completely paid off?
We're gonna get to that question, brother.
Okay, that's a good debt. Okay. It's okay to have debt, but it doesn't make sense to have foolish debt.
Foolish debt.
That things that you could wait or put in the layaway or lay aside because you feel like you just have to have it. And you pay no attention to the fact that most all of these companies out there, their interest rate, even with good credit, is like 25 and 26% interest rate. So that's like a quarter out of a dollar.
Yeah.
You know, and if you pay the minimum amount they tell you to pay, you'd be surprised what it's going to cost you.
Mm-hmm.
So that money, think about it like this. Every dime that you spend in interest, that's your money that you gave away.
Right.
So multiply that for the whole year.
Right.
So it's important to have a family budget. Everybody should come together and decide what they want for the year. So you can kind of, plan it in. You can't just be spending and just doing that kind of stuff. That's why it's good to give your kids a budget.
We have a question. She said, what if you write where you want everything to go and to who and to have it notarized?
Well, that's what the trust is, right?
Yeah, but you have to know how you need to write it, how you need to say it. And there's certain things that need to be witnessed. The worst thing you do is this do it yourself thing, especially when you're dealing with property. You have too much value. Mm-hmm. That's why I even tell a lot of people stay off of Zoom. Because Zoom does not take in when you're trying to do your trust. They're not teaching you what to do when you have a special need child. All of these little special need things. So when I do trust, some people say, I want to see you after it's over. I just kind of laugh to myself because I kind of almost know some questions they want to ask me. Mm-hmm. Some of them have children who are incarcerated. Mm-hmm. So they want to know, how can I leave something for Bubba? Mm-hmm. For Bubba. It's Shanika.
Little poop.
Shanika's on AMDC.
So someone says if you have a pre-need, you don't have to use your insurance policy you will receive all of your money.
Okay, well, yeah.
Yeah, that's true if it's already paid for. For
Really?
most people, be careful if it's your parents or someone saying, honey, I got it all taken care of, don't worry about it. I did that 10 years.
Oh.
They didn't pay for the opening and closing. The opening and closing be a lot of hand. You know, I want to say to them, we just don't close it. I didn't actually. Just leave it open. It's your problem. Leave it open. I didn't ask you to close it. That's on you all. Okay? Just put me in and you all go about your business.
Right? I mean, because now I know a lot of people are going for the greenies and it's cheaper, you know.
It's almost 15,000 or so really to have a funeral now.
Pretty much, it's running in that area.
And all this GoFundMe and selling chicken.
No.
So you know you're going to die. So you might as well prepare for it. It makes sense to prepare.
We have, and it's said a lot, but we have insurance on our phones and all these things.
Don't we ever insurance on the phone?
Yeah, but not your life.
Not your life.
Yeah.
You buy a stove, you want insurance, whatever you buy, they want you to get in.
Ain't nothing left. I already know that.
Join the code. Join the code says if you can explain the difference between term variable, universal, and whole life.
Okay, some term is actually, it's like you pay a lower amount for a higher benefit. Okay?
For a certain amount of
For
time.
a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
As you get older, it don't
terminates. That's
so
exactly
a lot
what
of
it means.
people, by the time they get 65, they can't afford to have the insurance that they have had for 50 years.
Yeah, because it jumps up. Because I got one now. I think I got a term, and on my 70th birthday, together by the time I'm 70, shame on me, but
But look at it like this too. Now, let's put it like this, being really honest. You're doing a great job because you own real estate. But people have nothing, no equity in homes. You know, and one thing I'm saying to people, because the mortgage companies say you have 30 years to pay this house off, why are you waiting 30 years?
Yeah.
You need to leave these children a home that's free and clear.
Yeah.
You're leaving them a liability. They need an asset.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have this house, you go get a mortgage on it, that's $5,000 a month. And then when you die, the kids, the neighbors standing on the corner talking, girl, you saw them children, they lost Miss Liz a house. Miss Liz knew before she died, 3 of her kids put together couldn't pay that house note.
And so I would think that is.
But there's no reason you can't.
I know, but I'm saying that people will say that I can't.
Oh yeah, excuse.
Yeah, okay.
Those are excuses.
So the life insurance policy should be enough to make up for what's going to be needed to pay that house off once I die.
Well, if you bought a house in the last few years, that's not going to be the fact. Can't afford
The
policy that
high,
that high, yeah. Socially selected said the kids will be in debt out the gate. Absolutely. Yasmin talk doctor because she's sitting up there and she's been saying we need to pay our mortgages off because we just don't leave them a liability. I said, don't worry about it. I ain't gonna leave it to you. Don't even worry about it.
Joyce said to be by a 20-year term, that is it.
That's it. In 20 years it's a wrap.
Yeah.
But the whole life, the money that you're paying for that, the whole lives are more expensive though. So that's the difference.
Some people don't have the discipline to save. So that's why whole life is difficult because it's like having, part of going into a savings. Give them a budget. Yeah. If they are 7 years old, if you're giving them money anyway for lunch, for taking the bus, but this is what you have to do. Right. Because they get tired of coming to their moms because there's a lot of single moms asking you for money. And you know how you do. Money don't grow on trees. Y'all women, y'all out there, you know how you be doing. They care right for themselves. Okay? So create a way that you can help them make money.
The younger they are, the better, because the older they get, their mindsets change. They begin to get their own way of thinking. Now they're in school and they're taking on thought process of other folks. Yeah. So the younger the better.
And give them something, reward them for not using up all their money every week. If you give them $20 and if they have $5 left, you might want to say, hey, I might add another $5 to that. What do you think? What have them an incentive to save and not spend all their money?
Joyce says, does it gain cash value?
The whole life does.
The
whole life does.
Not the term.
Yeah.
Once that's it, that's it.
Yeah, that's correct.
So what is this book you have here? We got about 15 minutes left.
Okay, this is understanding credit made simple. That credit score is very low, and they don't understand because they don't know the game of credit. They say, well, I pay my bills on time. Yes, you do. But you have a 5,000 limit. You have a 3,000. Every one of those cards is up to its max. So that ding on your credit.
Yeah.
You're supposed to really keep your credit card below 33%.
Yeah. What total?
10,000. Don't spend more than 3,000. So once you know the game, how to play it with credit, you know how to do it. So that's why you want to do that. The other one, what you need to know before you start a business. I'm tired of seeing people take that severance pay and go jump out and do a business. Because what they do, they say, I was on that job when I made all the money for the man. There was things that you don't know. Right. So then you jump out there and you lose your money. Now, you know what happened. If you don't do well in a business, you come back the second time, your family don't want to have nothing to do with you.
Right, they're not going to last.
So you want to make sure you're doing it right. So you want to read about it. It doesn't come by osmosis. And this is creating a budget made simple. Just show you step by step how to reach your goals, how to get back on track. It is for the family. Not just you, everybody in the household should be included in this budget. If you know you want to take a vacation, then you should put money in there for that. If you're going to spend money for Christmas or holiday, that should be in your budget. And once you put all that you want to put, you should not go over.
And then, period.
Stick to it.
It takes a discipline for sure.
And I'm at Classic One Bookstore at 1425 West Manchester Avenue. That's just west of Normandy. And by the way, is it okay if I announce my big event?
You can go right ahead.
Yeah, we're coming up with Black Writers on Tour and the Southern California Black Business Expo and Tech Expo. Now, the reason this is that had this particular kind of business, because a lot of our children never even seen a black doctor.
Right.
We're doing. We do more than sing and play ball. Let me repeat that, y'all. Look.
We do more than sing and play ball.
She said,
we do more than sing and play ball. Y'all got that?
You know, and you got to think about it. We're great. You know, we talk about STEM education. Science.
Yeah.
Okay. Latimer, who did the light bulb. So we are great people. We've done a lot of things. It's in our DNA.
It is.
But we have to see it. That's why I do the expo. We have to see the engineers. We have to see the doctors. We have to see these business owners who are doing well, who are manufacturing. 592, that's 323-750-3592, or you can go to blackwritersontour.com. General admission is free and parking is free. Now you can't beat that with a stick.
Yeah, you can. Right.
And what's the name of your
Classic One
right now? Because I need to do that.
Some people think, sometimes a teen and think, well, I'm not short at the end of the month. I'm doing okay. But once you do this, you will be amazed at how much more money that you would have.
That's good.
That's good.
This is amazing.
If you guys have any more questions, let me know. But this is great information. I'm able to watch the full session because I missed most of the episode. I want to learn more about the life insurance and credit card portion. Yeah, you can always go back and watch the Executing Our Trust Needs.
Credit.
Yeah, she's
a wealth of knowledge.
A wealth of knowledge. Because we still got some kinks we need to.
You're gonna be good. We're all finished. You're gonna be good and what you're doing, and just teach other young women to do the same thing. Own some property, you guys. Real estate is no more coming back. They can't manufacture any more land. So you better get your portion while you can. As we talk about gentrification, how it's impacting our community, it's not just gentrification, it's impacting our community, but the fact that we're losing homes. My daughter, look like you could be the administrator, right? You're my only child. But if your credit is bad, look like. But if your credit is bad, you can't be bonded. So they're putting somebody else to be the executive. Double up on those bills. Don't buy any clothes, because most people, if you didn't buy another piece to wear
Good.
for the next year,
You
you
gonna
would be
fine.
good.
Yeah. Yasmin says she needs a meeting with you before anything is finalized. Whatever. Take her out, Dr. Rosie. Take her.
I like Jasmine gonna get her shit.
Yes.
Yeah, she wanted that house. Like, I don't want to wait for you to die. I was like, oh my God.
No, we're gonna teach you how to get your own Jasmine.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, lady.
Then you have yours plus her.
That's
Well,
good.
there was some great information. You guys, like I said, we're going to drop the information online as well. If anybody want to inbox us for any extra questions or anything like that for Dr. Rosie. And before we go, we want to just really reach out again and let all of our inspiring chefs know that we're still looking for chefs every week.
Yeah.
And also, we're still looking for that third co-chair. I know Malachi is irreplaceable, and we're not replacing him, but we do need to
do it every week. We're still the same way we're doing guest chefs. We'll do guest hosts as well. So when we post our menu, so to speak, what our topics are, if there's something that rubs you, that reach out to you, that you think you would be good to speak to, let us know. Come on in and sit with us and be a part of the team for the night. We would love to. Little spirit fingers, but energy match. Yes, we would love to have you here. We would love to have you here. And to Dr. Rosie, we really appreciate
thank you so much. And also, I'm thinking about getting a booth at the Black Writers on Tour now. Yeah, they need to see our faces, like you said.
That's what you're doing. Jasmine, I need to see you, okay?
She needs to see you. You like, okay, come on.
Yeah, she needs.
Just to recap, we want to make sure that you guys are remembering that we are here every Thursday night at 7 p.m. And we are providing you with the topics ahead of time so that you can sort of start thinking about some questions. You guys got some amazing. But moving forward, just make sure that you're coming and you're prepared. For those of you who are looking at the replay, or those of you who jumped in late, make sure you go back and look at the entire taping because
Thank you here for joining us every week on Thursday night, 7 o'clock, where no topic is too heavy
or too light.
or the table.
All right, you guys have a good one.
We need a technician. Okay, now.